All right, welcome everyone to episode 33 of the Easy Auto Talk. Today we're going to talk about diesel engines. And quick disclaimer here, we missed a podcast last week. Yeah.
Oh, man.
First time we miss a podcast in like 8 months.
Just realized that.
Yeah.
But we're back.
So, and today we're going to talk about diesel engines. So, how knowledgeable are you about diesel engines?
Knowledgeable as far as what we hear from customers.
Right.
Which I guess those are the most it's the most reliable source, you know,
Right.
because their customers are the one using it, buying it, driving it, and everything.
We sell
and
a few here.
And from what we've seen, after doing the inspections and everything, there are three main brands. Actually, there is three main brands, and we're here specifically talking about trucks because you can also find diesel cars like the Volkswagen.
Right. Yeah, we're talking about
trucks, pickup trucks. So, three brands: Ram, Ford, and Chevy/GMC. What's your perception about each of them? Diesel.
Honestly, I never had a diesel truck.
Never owned
one, so I haven't. And the ones we had here, I've driven them not too much. So honestly, I don't know much about the diesel engines. I don't know how good or bad they are. I know they're stronger. And the experience that I have with diesel engines is in actual trucks, like semi-trucks.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to work at a company that had Volvos, and those Volvos had Cummins engines.
Which is the one that you find on the Rams.
Exactly. And my experience with that...
And also Nissan Titans, they just started doing the diesel. So yeah, that's four brands, I guess.
Okay.
We gotta include Nissan because they just started doing the diesel.
What are they putting in?
The Nissan Titan, they come with a Cummins engine.
Cummins engine?
Yeah. You find them both gas or diesel.
Are those the only two engines? Cummins and
Duramax? Power Stroke, which is Ford.
Okay.
And then the Duramax, which is the Chevy.
Okay.
Three.
It's like asking people for Chevy or for we'd had people that love the Duramax and people that love the Cummins.
Yeah,
so.
you rarely see someone liking old brands.
Yeah.
They're very, they usually have a preference on the brand, on one specific brand. That's what we see the most.
Yeah. So let me finish my experience. So my experience was with big semi trucks. They had the Cummins, and they were really good engines. The only thing that we in general didn't like about those engines, and I know that trucks have them too, is the regen system that you have to put DEF on the vehicle as well. I think it's a little bit more complicated on semi trucks because they have the regen, they have like some weird stuff. But still, if you get a truck with a Cummins engine, you still have to use DEF, right?
DEF.
Right, you have to use that, so that's an extra cost to the diesel. I'm not sure how often you have to change it or anything, but I know people take them out, right?
Yeah, they do. They delete them. They remove that. Because from what I've seen, the engine runs cooler, more power, better MPG. But most of the people,
and one less
they
thing
removed
to worry
one
about.
less thing to worry. Yeah. So that's what you've seen on the Cummins. You never had an experience on the semi with other diesel engine?
No, We the company only had Cummins.
Okay. Well, the main, I guess the biggest difference out of all three diesel trucks you see in the market price range, it's pretty noticeable that the Chevy, the Duramax, tends to be the most expensive one. But I think that comes in hand with the reliability of the engine. From what I've heard, from what I've seen, from what we've seen from the cars that we get, they go through inspection. Um, I mean, I really haven't. Not that I have a preference, because I never owned a diesel truck either. But I think the most reliable ones are gonna be the Duramax. I mean, I haven't really heard anything like a common problem on all of them. For example, like the Power Stroke, which is the four engine. For example, on the 6.0, which is the one that you find on the 2006, they have a lot of problems with the valve covers, the head gaskets. A lot of people look for the bulletproof engine, which makes them stronger, but that's about a $4,000 repair that you have to do.
Right. Can you bulletproof any of the three engines?
I really don't know. I think they only do it for the Power Stroke, the 6.0, because that was a big problem with those engines. And they found it's an aftermarket solution, and apparently it's pretty good. You can delete all of them, definitely.
Yeah, because people ask them. Yeah, is it deleted?
Yeah.
I remember at the beginning, people were asking that. I was like, what do you mean?
Catalytic converters and all that stuff. It's not legal, but they do it,
Right.
But and then on the Cummins and the Rams, you see a lot of transmission problems, and electrical problems too, very common. But on the other hand, like I said before, on the Chevy, I really haven't heard anything like a very common problem or a concern that, they tend to go out, like this part specifically tends to go out, or they have a lot of problems with something very specific as compared to the Power Stroke and the Ram diesel engines.
And the diesel engines in general are supposed to last longer. They are stronger engines.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be. It doesn't surprise me that you mentioned like some of them have transmission problems. Doesn't surprise me because of the use diesel trucks have. I mean, they're hauling boats or trailers for horses or whatever.
15,000 pounds,
So, I mean, it's going to get damaged. Yeah. If you're using it like that, it's going to get damaged eventually. So it doesn't surprise me, that part. Right.
Yeah, but like, for example, I've seen customers, they come in with either looking for a truck or with a truck, diesel, and they have 200,000 miles. You see it all day. Not a problem. There was one gentleman, he had I think a 2006 F250 with the 6.0, like 250,000 miles, and he had it bulletproof, same transmission, no problem, And you see the people looking for them, like they don't mind buying a diesel engine, a diesel truck with 200,000 miles, 250. I even was talking to someone once that he was asking about a diesel truck we have here, and said, I'm trying to buy something cheaper. I don't mind 200, 300,000 miles. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, usually people are skeptical about buying a car with over 100,000 miles.
Yeah.
And these people are looking for 200,000, 300,000 miles engine. Like, he said they don't mind.
Well, it's because they are stronger engines.
Totally.
The big semis that I used to work, you were supposed, if you took care of them and everything, you were supposed to get to, what is it? 900,000 to 1 million
Wow.
You could get to 1,000,000 miles if you take care of those things.
Do
And
the regular maintenance and all that stuff.
so that's like forever. Well,
Yeah.
not forever because
You
they are
drive 'em-
always on the road and
Right.
stuff. But yeah, I guess on the trucks it's the same thing. You can really like
And
get miles out of it.
people, I mean, you can modify. They have these tuners, that they can modify the computer way more than a gas engine. You seen like we actually have two similar trucks, a 2008 Silverado 2500 and a 2010 Sierra 2500. Same engine, 6.6 Duramax V8 diesel, and like the power, like how fast the other one, the Silverado, goes compared to the Sierra. It's insane. I'm sure they did
Right.
something. I'm like, it's the same engine, similar miles and everything, but you can, like, it's very impressive how people modify the computers to get the most out of the engines. And obviously, the MPG might drop and all that stuff,
Or they can even get it to perform better,
or even better,
like
yeah,
better MPG.
MPG, more power, more torque. It's impressive. Like, we have a friend that he was working at the shop that we work with, and he had a 250, and he had all kind of things on his truck. Austin,
Yeah.
man,
You got on
he-
that thing, right?
Yeah, he told me he pulled in once, and I told, man, we were looking at his truck. He said, "You want to go for a ride?" And I told him, "Yeah, let's go." And he said, "Watch this." He had a tuner and deleted a lot of power, man, lot of power, a huge truck. He put on 4-wheel drive and just floored that thing. I almost broke my neck. Like how fast and how strong that truck was, man. And it's impressive, And that's the other thing that diesel, trucks have the better than gas engines. You can, put really nice tuners and all that. So you can get a lot more from the engine than usual.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
pretty
know?
cool.
Do you know what they do when they bulletproof the engine?
They change the studs, like the screws for the valve cover, and because from what I've heard, with the heat, with the engine running too hot, and that's why they also delete it. They remove the emission, part of things, so the engine starts running cooler. But when it's running too hot, after a while, I guess the material wasn't well designed. It expands
Right.
from so much power, and they start finding leaks and all that stuff, and it might even blow. The engine might even blow. So they replace, aftermarket. I think it's something related with the bolts. I really don't know exactly. But they were explaining me we gotta take out this and replace it with the regular, like different studs, like bolts, something about that, for the valve gasket and valve cover and all that stuff. So it just makes the engine stronger because you're using like different materials or something like that.
Right. Right.
That's what I've heard.
But it's expensive. I mean, I'm seeing here, and yeah, it's pretty expensive to bulletproof your
Like
car.
$3,000,
Yeah.
you say, yeah. I think it's mainly because of the labor. Just from what I've heard, like parts is not too much or too expensive, but I think the labor, it's what's the most of the money goes to. From what I've heard. But look, that's what people look for. They ask.
Yeah, they look for it.
And what I've seen also, people looking for diesel trucks, they know a lot about the truck because, they know engine, transmission. They even get under the car, and you can tell if an engine has been deleted or not by looking at it. Because, they take out parts, and if you don't see it, it's been deleted and all that stuff. But that's what I've seen so far, based on on the three main brands, Chevy tends to be the
Most reliable.
most expensive, but also most reliable. And in my opinion, the Rams, they probably look the best. The new Rams, man,
yeah,
they're
new Rams
beautiful.
are pretty nice.
Um,
But what is the advantage of having a diesel truck? Like, why would you get a 2500 diesel instead of a 2500
well, the
gas?
MPG, like on the Silverado, the gas engine we have, it might pull the same, but the MPG will probably give you like 3 miles per gallon, 4 miles per gallon. On the other side, the diesel will give you a lot more, most likely, and I guess they're also stronger. Pickup is stronger, more torque. I guess
Right.
those are the main benefits.
Yeah, if you want
And
more
last
power.
longer, more reliable too. But a diesel engine, you might get 500,000 miles out of it. On a gas engine, maybe 300, 200. So I guess those are the main benefits.
Right. I guess if you really need the power, you'll go for it because like if you're gonna
Right.
hold something like a boat or whatever, but
We have the customer that he traded the Silverado 2500.
Right.
That's a perfect example. He had a trailer, an RV. I'm sorry. He pulled the RV just perfectly fine, but he said the MPG was horrible.
yeah,
And he traded the Silverado 2500 gas engine. It's got the 6.0 for a Ram 2500 with the Cummins with the diesel engine. And that's one of the things he said. Man, it was gonna cost me a lot of money to pull that RV with the Silverado with the gas engine. I guess that's one of the biggest advantages
yeah,
of a diesel engine.
yeah, yeah. It's got a few different things that
Right.
are better. But yeah, I mean,
Let us know what's your preference. Comment below what you think.
let us know if
what
we
you
got
think.
something wrong too. We're not experts on diesel, so if we got something wrong, let us know. If you have any opinions about it,
Yeah,
maybe we don't know.
we can learn something.
Yeah, we can learn something. So yeah, I think that's it for today.
All right, guys. See ya.
Take care.